Hi, I'm Tracy Edwards, CEO of the National Exchange Club. This is our 5th year of partnership with Veterans Matter and coordinated 1111 at 7 events. Through Americanism, Exchange has many goals: celebrating freedom, inspiring unity and respect across the country, educating youth about the United States history, recognizing that patriotism can and should be a source of pride, and it is not political, honoring and celebrating servicemen and women, including our veterans. Honoring our veterans is, of course, what led to the ideal partnership between Exchange and Veterans Matter, two community-focused, passion-driven organizations determined to create change. Exchange believes there's no better way to show gratitude for our freedoms than to thank a veteran, and there's no better way to thank a veteran than by taking care of those left vulnerable by homelessness. That's why we are committed to helping Veterans Matter raise the funds needed to get veterans housed as fast as possible. The growth of for housing homeless veterans by local level exchange clubs and exchange districts has been purely organic and mutually beneficial. Displaced veterans and families have been significantly impacted and placed into safe homes by members driven to help. Exchange clubs have grown through recruitment of new members and impactful partners who want to join this noble cause. At an average of $750 for a deposit nationally, clubs across the country step up in November, and in fact, all year long, to assist Veterans Matter in making the first step toward getting veterans into permanent housing. The challenges of 2020 have indeed impacted each of us in some way and have had a tremendous effect on the homeless population. So, while your support is graciously appreciated every year, it is of even more significance now. Individual and club donations, regardless of dollar amount, are life-changing to those who sacrificed so much for each of us. I thank you for joining us this evening, for everything you continue to do to serve each other and your communities. Thank you for being members of Exchange and for your interest in National Exchange Club.
Thank you, everybody. My name is Ken Leslie, the founder of Veterans Matter. Tracy and I just finished a walk. My office is a lot closer to being able to reach you today versus her home in Perrysburg. She should be on shortly.
For Josie, I was able to get a lot of the letters that she needed to get sent out to her creditors. I actually ended up going to her house to make sure that she wrote her letters.
Hi, Deborah.
And I stamped it myself.
We're hearing about your credit.
Make sure that they got done.
There we go. So anyway, this is what's so cool about live things. Did Tracy come on? All right, not yet. So I'll pick up. We wanted to talk about and welcome everybody to the 5th annual 1111 at 7 rally. It's a powerful relationship that Veterans Matter has with Exchange nationwide. We've been able to house hundreds of veterans across the country because all of you care about the veterans who are on the streets. It's customary that we talk about the urgent need right now. Actually, it's because of COVID and winter coming, the homeless veterans need is now more than ever. And that's why so many people across the country are rallying up together. Today, we had a national radio campaign that ran a pilot program that ran in 5 cities across the country, which did a real good job at urgently working to try to raise funds. Exchange clubs, from what Tracy said today on the walk, there's about 40 of them that are participating this year with the events that they're having in their own locales. And we're really happy to say that we've now housed 4,000 homeless veterans in 25 states nationwide. And a good share of that is thanks to our friends and their partners with Exchange. At the end of this video, you'll see the honor wall. And what we've done is we've asked to have all the clubs send us the name and pictures of veterans that they'd like to honor. A lot of them are our members, our Exchange members themselves. And at the end of this 1111 at 7 rally, you'll be able to see that. As always, we'd like to start now with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That is still so beautiful and so powerful, and talking about how we are as
National President.
Coming up next, and you just had a quick preview of it. Coming up next is our National Exchange Club President, Kathy Mize, who is one of the most beautiful people that I know, and it's a privilege to serve this year under her leadership. And now a word from Kathy.
Hi, I'm Kathy Mize, National President of the National Exchange Club. To those in uniform serving today, and to those who have served in the past, we honor you today and every day. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. This is a quote from John F. Kennedy. The National Exchange Club lives by our words through our mission of inspiring communities to become better places to live. The National Exchange Club partners with Veterans Matter, another national not-for-profit focused on housing our veterans. The reality that any veteran is homeless, let alone nearly 50,000 of them, is not how they should be honored. We do not have to be powerless. Working together, we can make a difference. The National Exchange Club believes that there is no better way to show gratitude for our freedom than to thank a veteran. And there's no better way to thank a veteran than by taking care of those left vulnerable by homelessness. To date, 43 exchange clubs have donated just over $182,000 to Veterans Matter. As a result, 243 veterans have been housed through those exchange club donations. There are still over 37,000 veterans homeless in the United States. We still have so much work to do. We ask that you join with the National Exchange Club, as we are committed to helping Veterans Matter raise the funds needed to get veterans housed as fast as possible. A national average of $750 for a deposit will house a veteran and their family. On this Veterans Day, let us remember the service of our veterans, and let us renew our commitment and promise to care for our veterans and their families who have sacrificed so much so that we can live free. On this Veterans Day and every day, let's remember our veterans, and together we can make a difference.
Thank you so much, Kathy. It truly is a privilege to be together and working on this mission. A lot of times people wonder, how does Veterans Matter work? And here's a quick video that was put together by the VA, produced by the VA, which pretty much explains in 3 minutes how Veterans Matter works as a program. And it's time for that video now. That video now.
For any organization that's focused on helping homeless veterans, only by coming together in partnership with the VA and all of the other community collaborators can we really solve this problem nationwide. What Veterans Matter has become is this incredible collaboration of the VA and businesses and foundations and regular Americans who have become guardian angels to homeless veterans on the streets. And our job is simply to eliminate any barriers they might have
We know that veterans are homeless longer than their non-veteran counterparts, and they're homeless at higher rates than their non-veteran counterparts. And many times our veterans are not going to present in a shelter, so we go out into the woods along bridges and overpasses and highways and find those veterans who are camping outside. Before Veterans Matter was started, Ken, Leslie, and I were out doing outreach one day, and he asked me, what's one thing that veterans need to quickly exit the streets and go into permanent housing? And I said, the deposits are taking us a long time. They're holding the process up. Plus, we have to take the veteran to various agencies to ask them for money for the deposit for their apartment.
And I said, so you're telling me you got this housing, and then after they get housed, you're able to provide the services and case management, but they can't get there because of the deposit? He says, yeah, and that broke my heart. And that night came up with this idea, Veterans Matter, we take care of our own, write the check straight to the landlord, 100% success rate. I called the foundation, said I need $26,250, and by the way, I need it Black Ops speed because there's 35 veterans waiting. So it was 11 days from idea to execution. And now we've grown and we've housed almost 1,450 veterans.
I was living in my car for about 2 months, and then I met Sean, and then Ken, and then he got me a hotel for the week. And then after that week, I had this place. This place is awesome. Like, it's very quiet and chill, and it feels great. It feels good to do laundry and take a shower. The basics again, it feels real good.
Also, Veterans Matter has been a great partner in helping with volunteers who help us go out and do street-level outreach blitzes in different counties within our catchment area. Their volunteers also come and visit our veterans for socialization and assistance with any type of personal goals that they might have, like taking them out and getting a haircut or their beard trimmed, going grocery shopping, purchasing clothes for veterans who are getting a job. So that's pretty neat.
Just like Veterans Matter found a way to help our veterans, that's what every community needs to do, is find that hole, find what's missing, and fill that. Don't come up with a program where you just think it's a great idea. Find out first what the veterans really need, and then fill that need, and you'll have a perfect formula to be able to serve the people that we're trying to serve.
The National Exchange Club is an organization that was founded back in 1911.
It tells not only members of my police department, but members of the entire city that we care.
We all come from different backgrounds, and I think that's what makes the Exchange Club so unique. You're constantly learning.
They can be homemakers, they can be business people, they can be elected officials, but they're all people with one thing in mind. They all want to make a difference in the community.
By helping each other, we are also being able to help the community, working together.
So the National Exchange Club has one national project, which is the prevention of child abuse. And then we have 3 main projects that we work on a regular basis.
So people can join and really focus on what interests them, whether it's patriotism, or it's community service, or if it's recognition of outstanding youth.
We want to not only recognize and support the students that are achieving and giving back to their community, but we also want to recognize those students that have had hardships in their lives and that are really struggling to make their life better, but yet they make that choice to do so.
The Excel Club is a student-run organization. Their commitment is to volunteerism. They do at least 3 to 4 events a month, and they work very closely with the Exchange Club.
Unlike the other clubs at our school, we are partnered with National Exchange Club. Our sponsor, Kevin, he gives us the opportunity to go to these amazing events. We get to meet people from all ages.
I think the Exchange Club provides such an opportunity to be involved, but also leadership roles. I think everyone that comes in, immediately we try to put them to work. We want people from all walks of life and all backgrounds, all religions and cultures to join the Exchange Club and really have a taste of how you work as one unit with one mission in mind.
If somebody's asking me why I joined the After Hours Exchange Club, I'd have to tell them that it's just fun. It's fun with a purpose.
It is about unity for service.
So it's educational, there's camaraderie, and there's community service, all in one package called Exchange Club.
I love this organization, and I hope you can join us.
There are many ways to show your gratitude on Veterans Day. You can say, thank you.
Thank you for your service.
You can buy a veteran a cup of coffee.
I got his coffee.
You can help a homeless veteran find a home. Our nation's homeless veterans are at risk. Too many are sleeping on cardboard when all they want is a warm bed of their own. Your donation will help move veterans from cardboard to headboard. To learn more and to donate, visit veteransmatter.org/cardboard. Because you can. Because we should.
Hey, Ken, it's George Gray from Naugatuck and Ridgefield. First of all, you got to unmute yourself. You're muted. But I want to thank you for, as one veteran, I'm breaking up a little bit here. I want to thank you for what you've done. Is it possible for us to get a copy of that VA tape or VA, because I could use it at a couple of meetings?
Thank you, George. You're so kind to say that, and you know, it's all of us who just care that rally together to make it happen, and we're blessed to be able to do it with you. And it's on our homepage of our website, veteransmatter.org.
Okay.
And you'll be able to click through. And Tracy, welcome. I'll hand it over to you. I explained.
Well, thank you. Good to see you again. And, you know, I was thinking on my drive home, and hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. You know, so Ken and I and a few other people associated with Veterans Matter walked through the streets of Toledo for the walk that we usually do in support of this event. And then we came back to our warm home. And, you know, that really hit me on the way home. And that's why we do this, right? First, Veterans Day is one of our favorite holidays of the year. In exchange, we look forward to it every year because it's our chance to partner with you. You know, we love to thank our veterans. I mean, I think everybody on this call is a veteran. And if you are, thank you for your service. Or you have a family member or certainly somebody you know that has served our country so well, and we want to thank them. But then when Ken came to us and told us that there were veterans who are homeless, that's a stunning thought. And so in Toledo tonight, it's about 39 degrees. It's windy. We walked a mile, then we walked a mile back to our car. Then we drove to our warm home. And, you know, you think about the people that, you know, don't have that basic need met. And I'll tell you what was cool tonight, Ken, on the walk was meeting some of the veterans who've been housed as a result of Veterans Matter. And, you know, it does just, you can't believe it, but just to think, you know, like Wanda at the end who said she was going into her apartment her cat was waiting for. And I'm getting chills thinking about it. You know, she's a veteran who was homeless, my God. And now she has a home. And she said, and it was amazing because when the gentleman from the TV station said, what do you love about living here? Because it's a beautiful complex that, you know, as it should be. And she said, you know, I'm safe and I'm secure and my cat's waiting for me. And you think, oh my gosh, that's such something that so many people take for granted, right? And on some days we all take it for granted, but it's huge. And that's what we can all do together. You know, we have, so just thinking about it is amazing. And I'm thankful that Exchange Club members like all of you and all the people who are messaging me from around the country trying to figure out how to get on this thing, and please let them know that we're recording it and they'll be able to watch it later. And I think we have links online as well, but you know, we need more people to get involved because we want to help house these veterans. I know tonight our goal is to have each club raise enough money to house a veteran, right, Ken? So I hope we're on track to do that. Yeah.
One at a time. That's how it's all done. And we're celebrating tonight, as everyone knows, 4,000 homeless veterans that have been now housed in 25 states. And I was looking at the number, and it was updated tonight, and we'll see, for those that know, on our website, we update the number of veterans housed every single day and where they're housed. And tonight, we have now housed 4,077 veterans.
Wow.
Big round of applause. That's 6,000 plus veterans and family, and almost 1,500 of them are the veterans' children. So true to change, you're still helping the children get off the streets as well and into housing. And that's we never take time to celebrate because the way we view it is it's only 4,000.
That's true.
So there's another 37,000 out there, and that's what together our
wow. That's why we need to keep on keeping on and keep doing what we're doing. And I know just here in Toledo, like so many areas across the country, it was a joy to see the support from other people in the community who really see the importance of this issue and want to do something to help. So, I'm really proud of Exchange Club members around the country who have embraced this cause and are doing whatever they can, even in this pandemic environment. They're doing it safely. They're coming up with a way that they can support the cause as well, because they want to increase that number like we all do, to get to that 5,000th veteran and truly to get them all into a safe and secure home, just meet that basic need.
Yeah, that damn Pendic. It's really powerful how, even when we talk about the 4,000 number, and then we look at Wanda as a really good example, or John, the Marine who walked with us, and to be able to hear their stories, it makes it so real.
Right.
And, we often wonder whether or not we're doing any good. I mean, really. Yeah. I think in life, humanity, we ask, is what we're doing of value? And when we housed our 4,000, they say it's a 91% success rate, keeping them housed according to their data, but still, you have to keep them housed. So we went back and we asked our 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and 4,000 to update on their stories. And in a minute, you'll see a video about their stories, that what we've all been able to do together. But before we get to that video, Tracy, anything else you'd like to add? Because
no, I want to hear from these veterans, and then we'll continue to chat. But more than anything, just thanks to you for bringing this to our attention. Thanks for Exchange Club members nationwide for embracing this. The great thing about Exchange Clubs is they get together and they inspire communities to become better places to live. And this is something so great that people can get together and do together and make a difference. And you know what? Then they can celebrate when they make that difference. So I would encourage all of you, if you're able to house a veteran tonight, or if you've housed a veteran this year, celebrate that. We need to celebrate those small victories. Like you said, Ken, we don't sit back and celebrate, but we should. And then say, what are we going to do now? Let's make it 2, let's make it 5, let's make it 10, whatever we can do to help. It's awesome. So I'm excited to hear the success stories coming up.
Coming up right now. And let's have a round of applause for Nick, our tech guy, who has helped put this all together and made this stuff happen. Hi, my name is Ken Leslie, founder of Veterans Matter, and we want to thank you for joining us tonight at the 11/11 at 7 rally in partnership with the National Exchange Clubs nationwide. We're happy to celebrate on this Veterans Day the fact that we've housed over 4,000 almost veterans now in 25 states nationwide. But all of us involved with Veterans Matter recognize that it's only 4,000 veterans housed. On this Veterans Day, it's a day when all of America comes together to recognize and thank veterans who have given all and risked all for our nation. And the other 364 days of the year, the ones that have given to Veterans Matter have allowed us to house homeless veterans in a way that the other 364 days, they've got a home for the brave in the land of the free. And if you're anything like us, you're introspective and you're wondering whether or not you really do any good. So we thought we'd look back at our 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and 4,000 veterans and see what their stories were and how they're doing now. And the results will surprise you. Let me tell you about our 1,000th veteran.
Camera is a proud U.S. Army veteran of 10 years, including Desert Storm. Economic strain caused relational stress with the mother of his 3 children. They split the house, and he got the outside of the house. Camera was connected to the Healthcare for Homeless Veterans and the HUD-VASH program, giving him access to medical care, legal consultation, and a pathway to housing. The HUD-VASH social workers at the Toledo CBOC, part of the VA Ann Arbor healthcare system, quickly found him suitable housing. All that stood between him and that housing was $459, an amount which is nothing to some, but everything to him. Because the referral to Veterans Matter was made here in Toledo, an hour later the social worker came by to pick up the deposit check. Because of you, he is still stably housed to this day.
This was February 29, 2016, and that was the day that you housed Camara, the 1,000th veteran hero. Camara is a veteran who served our nation for 10 years. He identified his goals as being the best father that he can and securing a better job where he could utilize his mind and his professional skills. Well, because of you, once he was housed, he was able to sustain stable employment, resolve outstanding debts, better manage his mental and physical health, and most importantly, and this is the beautiful part, restore his relationship with his children. That was February 29th, 2016, when you gave Camara his fresh new start. And on behalf of Camara and the hundreds of other Camaras that are out there right now that need us, we say thank you. Let's tell you about number 2,000.
George is a veteran of the Air Force and served in Vietnam. He was referred to Veterans Matter by the HUD-VASH team out of the Michael E. DeBakey VA Medical Center in Houston, Texas. After ending a relationship, he found himself lost, homeless, living out of a car, staying with friends, or wherever he could find a place to lay his head, away from the cold. He was connected with a VA social worker who helped him find a place, and because of your support, he was quickly able to move into an apartment with a fireplace. He told us it is wonderful on cold nights.
Upon being housed, George expressed his appreciation by saying, "This is the best thing that could have ever happened to me." What we do know is this: George only needed $400 to cross that ready and waiting threshold. And because of you who donated in 2018, on March 5th, 2018, he got his own home for the brave in the land of the free. You did that. On behalf of George and all the other veterans you helped house in 2018, we say thank you. Let me tell you about number 3,000.
Derek is an Army veteran living in Detroit, Michigan. Like many of his fellow veterans, he has a history of adjustment disorder. He resided for many years with a significant other. After he had a stroke, Derek became homeless. His significant other dropped him off at the John Dingell VA Medical Center without any plans. The social workers were fortunately able to place him in an open bed at one of their VA transitional shelters in Detroit. According to his social worker,
the Veterans Housing Selection passed inspection on July 19, 2019, and the security deposit request was submitted and approved the same day through Veterans Matter, which allowed the veteran to immediately secure housing. Without the support of Veterans Matter, the veteran would not have been able to secure permanent supportive housing.
And we're very happy to report that Derek is still housed today, despite many barriers. And he describes his world now as wonderful. And it's wonderful because of you. We can't tell you enough how important you are. We believe at Veterans Matter, all we did is create a system that allows you to be able to house homeless veterans. And every single dollar we deploy results in another veteran housed every single time. And this is permanent long-term housing because the VA case management that they get after they're housed gives the program a 91% success rate keeping them housed. And we're very happy about that. And then just last month, you housed your first 4,000th veteran, your 4,000th veteran. Here is that story.
Patrick, a Texas Army veteran, was having trouble maintaining housing due to his income, health, and family dynamics, and became homeless. Unfortunately, the only shelter in the local area had limited services due to COVID-19. Patrick sought temporary refuge at a local motel while seeking assistance through the HUD-VASH program. Patrick shared that he didn't feel safe while staying there, but it was better than sleeping on a piece of cardboard. Thankfully, the VA HUD-VASH team out of the Charles Wilson Outpatient Clinic helped him secure his HUD-VASH voucher and found him suitable housing. He needed $759, so Veterans Matter delivered your donation straight to the landlord, covering the deposit and overcoming the only barrier preventing him from entering that ready, permanent housing.
If you donated this year, it was because of you that Patrick has a safe home to lay his head on at night, and he can begin to rebuild his life, putting all the pieces back together that we all know he can. On behalf of Patrick and the 4,000 veterans you've helped house, we say thank you. Thank you for bringing the heroes home for good. Thank you for making sure that not just on Veterans Day, but the other 364 days of the year, the veterans are taken care of. At this time of COVID, it's so important that we respond as a nation, and we have. And we hope that today you'll take the time to join us, that you can go to cardboardtoheadboard.org and make a donation of any amount that'll help us tomorrow night get another veteran housed. I often say that what motivates me to come to work every single day is the simple fact that I know out there somewhere there's a veteran on their hands and knees praying for a way to find that deposit, to be able to get them and their family into that ready and waiting housing. You are the answer to those prayers. We don't really do anything here at Veterans Matter other than create a system that lets you house homeless veterans. And we hope you will today. We hope you'll take the time to join us. We hope you'll join the mission. We hope you'll join all the exchange clubs nationwide that help and partner up with us. If you don't know about a local exchange club in your area, let's find one for you. You can go to the Veterans Matter website, to the NEC page. You can go to the National Exchange Club website, or you can email me direct, and we'll get you connected, because Exchange Club is one of those organizations that you don't hear a lot about because they just do. They don't talk. They do. And we're proud of that affiliation. We thank you all for joining us and hearing these stories tonight. God bless. Damn, he's a good-looking guy.
He's nice too.
Did we lose Ken?
We appear to have lost Ken. Tracy, you're going to have to take it from here.
Okay, thanks, Nick. Well, you know, Ken's right. If I notice that we have people watching on various forms of social media. Of course, we have those of you who had the Zoom link, and we're having some Facebook watch parties. So if you're watching this and you're wondering how you can get more involved, that you know, this tugged at your heartstrings, certainly because you're hearing that veterans are homeless in this country. And I think we can all agree that's not right, and we want to do something to help. Only $750, the national average, can get a veteran into a safe and secure home. Those words will stay with me because as I told you earlier, the veteran Wanda, who I met tonight, who was housed as a result of this partnership, when asked to describe what she loves about her life and her home, she said it's safe and secure, and her cat was waiting for her. So we all want that for these veterans. We want them to get off the street, you know, to think about their program, Cardboard to Headboard. It's so sobering because you think about, we've all seen people sleeping in the streets on cardboard. Can you imagine that? So we all need to work together to do something about that. And that's what exchange clubs do so well. We bring people together in unity for service. Now's an important time to do that. In our country needs exchange clubs because we need to unite our communities. Our communities need to heal and our communities need to come together. And, you know, when you think about all the things that may divide people right now, the one thing that unites people is everybody wants to see veterans off the streets and into homes, and exchange clubs do that. We do that together. So if you're watching this and you're wondering how you can get involved, please do go to our website, nationalexchangeclub.org, and look for a club near you, or click on the link to learn more. And we'd love to get in touch with you because, you know, you can build a club just based on your love for veterans and you're wanting to get people together. Find somebody on Facebook. You know, all of the clubs are really good at social media and getting their meeting schedule out there and talking about what they do. So simply search Exchange Club on Facebook and you'll find a club near you. Go to our National Exchange Club Facebook page to learn more. You know, we're so appreciative of Ken and his team. It was cool to be on the walk and hear from different organizations that work with Veterans Matter, like the VA program that Ken works with. You know, it's so simple because once the veteran gets into the home, you know, their home is paid for, their rent is paid for through government subsidies and assistance. But the link that they're missing is that deposit. So without that deposit, they can't get into the home. It's, you know, a simple first step, but one that we are so great at making happen. So appreciate all of you. I know there's a few people online watching, but to any of you, know that you have our deepest gratitude today and always. This partnership with Veterans Matter, you know, you all have just embraced this. It was something that we talked about and thought, you know, Exchange has our 3 programs of service: Americanism, community service in youth, and our one national project, the prevention of child abuse. We were looking for something to do to, you know, really promote the Americanism component, feeling that our country needed this. Our country needs people to come together in unity for service, and we can all come together around this cause, supporting Veterans Matter and getting veterans off the street and into homes. I know some of you watching this are veterans. We thank you for your service to our country. At the end of this presentation, I'm really excited about a video that you're going to see. It's about 24 minutes long because we had such good response. You know, we heard from clubs that we haven't heard from in a while, but this really got their attention. We simply asked for photos of veterans who are Exchange Club members, and our communications staff put it into a beautiful video that you're really going to enjoy. You know, this program is being recorded, so you'll be able to show it at a club meeting. You'll be able to show it at a community event. And I hope you do that. I hope you use this information to showcase to your community the great impact and value of having an Exchange Club, of having your Exchange Club in that community, the difference you are making and the difference you can make, the greater difference you could make if more people came together. Collaboration is key because we can't do anything on our own. So, you know, as we were talking and walking in the streets, myself representing Exchange, of course, and the 9 other facets of our community, the sheriff, the mayor, a couple of veterans organizations, and then a couple of veterans who were housed. We continue to talk about all the ways we can work together. And that's what it's about, you know. So we're thinking about how can we work with these people to have even greater impact and to get them involved in Exchange so that we can move these things forward. In case you haven't seen it, we did place on our Facebook page. Oh, you're back, Ken.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Welcome back. We placed on our page, and you'll want to check this out, Ken, a unity pledge. So we want, in this divided time, you know, our motto, unity for service, has withstood the test of time. It's never been more relevant and necessary than it is today. So I hope all of you watching go and sign that pledge and then share it with everybody in your community, because we want to come together in unity for service as we have with this cause. And I'm so thankful to all these members who are joining us tonight. And I'm thankful that they get to see the great impact you're having with the dollars that are raised. So thank you.
Thank you. And my producer, Nick, here is reminding me that we should tell you that if you'd like to give right now or anytime, the simplest way is you can text the word VETS to 41444, or go to the Veterans Matter website, veteransmatter.org. There's a donate button, and you can help house a hero literally today who can have a home tonight. And with this, again, with COVID and winter coming, they need us now more than ever. And we do rally up and respond. I think next up, some of the clubs have gotten, a lot of the clubs have gotten involved. Two of them, though, offered to share their stories that we have on video, which we'd like to show you now.
Hi, my name is Bob Channel. I'm the president of the Hanover Exchange Club, Hanover, Pennsylvania. And I'm here to tell you what we're going to do for Veterans Day. We're having a combined One Nation Under God and Veterans Matter rally at the Veterans Memorial at Cador State Park, November 11th at 4 p.m. We've created some posters that we're going to put around at veterans organizations in town. We're inviting all veterans, and we're going to have a guest speaker, Lieutenant Colonel Lawson from the War College in Carlisle. We've asked donations from the community. We've sent out letters to 78 different organizations in the area, and we're hoping to get a good response to carry Operation Pennsylvania forward. Thank you.
Good morning. As I sit here this morning thinking about how cold it is outside, very cold, 26 degrees start today, I can't help but think of all the homeless veterans who are without a warm place to live. The month of November is a perfect time to be thinking about being thankful. Thankful to Ken Leslie and Veterans Matter for their dedication to this cause. Thankful to National Exchange Club for taking on this great cause and sharing it with the 600 plus clubs across the nation. Thankful to every Exchange Club member and club who organize fundraisers, Fields of Freedom, flag ceremonies, providing warm hats, coats, and gloves for all these veterans. Warm meals, it's just the list goes on and on. As your National Exchange Club Veterans Matter 2020 Advocate of the Year, it's a mouthful, I am so thankful to be able to share with you that I'm working on a face mask promotion. The face masks provide not only safety for yourself and for your family, but the money raised through the face mask sales goes to provide needed funds for Veterans Matter. They're beautiful. They come in a lot of different styles. They have beautiful designs to them, and they are all washable, and we know that you will love them. I do encourage you to visit the Facebook page for the Indiana District Exchange Club or Veterans Matter and support Veterans Matter with this great cause. Have a great day. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Man, I love that lady. She is absolutely just incredible. And I wore her mask tonight for the walk. She sent us one. And
Oh, you did. That was awesome.
isn't it beautiful? I mean, she's
Creative ideas.
she's the example of the power of one. You know, how one person can change anything. And just like Bob and the other clubs, it's always one individual in the club that says, hey, we're going to do this, and everybody rallies around them. And hey, Kathy's here. Hey, Kathy, how's Florida? Oh, you're still muted, but that's okay. Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, thank you. I don't know. Maybe can you unmute? Are you, Kathy?
I can. Hi.
How are you?
Good. I've been watching on Facebook Live. This is better.
Was it okay over there?
Yeah, Facebook Live was great, but this is more fun.
You did, your opening comments were really good. We thank you very, very much, and it's very appreciated. All right. Okay.
Hang on. I think I'm on the other. Let me turn the other one off. Hold on.
Some sort of time delay. So Tracy,
Hey, I wanted
How
to
are ya?
recognize somebody. I'm good. Our immediate past national president, Russ Finney, is on. So I wanted to take this moment to wish him a happy Veterans Day and thank him for his service and all he does in the name of Exchange. And he's with his wife, Kathy. So thank you both for representing Exchange with excellence and serving so well and all the great things you do. So I'm happy to see their faces on here.
Happy to be here.
Thank you, Russ, for your service.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Well, I think the next part in the agenda is the live chat question and answers. So
Yeah,
if you have
so
questions, we'll make up
I have
answers.
a question for Kathy. How have you seen, I mean, we're in Ohio, so we see this firsthand in our community, Ken, and we see via social media and communications with clubs about the great partnership with Veterans Matter. But I know, in Florida, they've embraced this as well, haven't they, Kathy? How have you seen this be beneficial in Florida?
Absolutely. Florida, and one of our main people, especially locally, I'm in the Clearwater, Tampa Bay areas, Ken Sweeney, who I know is a dear friend of yours, Ken. He talks about you all the time, and I believe we're having you at our district convention in May, which we're very excited about. But as you can imagine, I mean, Florida is a spot where we have lots of homeless veterans. It's a place where it doesn't get quite as cold, although today we are having a tropical storm and a potential hurricane. So, but Florida absolutely supports Veterans Matter. And, Ken, I'm so excited because patriotism, Americanism is one of our main focus areas. And so many people want to get behind that. And they don't know how to do it by themselves. And joining a local exchange club or helping start a local exchange club is probably the best way to do it. And together we can house veterans all over the United States. And I know locally we are having a spaghetti dinner next week, and all the funds raised will go to house veterans again.
Oh, beautiful.
Florida's on fire for you, and I hope every district and every region in Exchange is, and that we can keep housing veterans in partnership with Veterans Matter.
Thank you. We value and love the partnership, and Ken Sweeney is just such a doll, man. He is. I really enjoy his company. Questions? Anybody have questions? There's the chat. There's one way to do it. You can just spew them out, and we'll.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi. So once the veterans are housed, how are they furnishing their apartments?
That's a good
It varies
question.
across the country. Most of them have built up a community response that are able to provide those kinds of resources. For example, here in Toledo, one of the resources is an organization called Heroes in Action. So when we need furniture, appliances, or that kind of thing, we're able to call them, and anything that they have, they're able to deliver. And it's a patchwork of support nationwide. I mean, there are places where they're harder to get than others, but that's the same thing with housing and everything else. So overall, because the VA has been doing this program for so long, they've set up that network to be able to do that within their communities. The issue that we found and the problem that we keep solving is, how can you expect a homeless veteran to have a deposit? I know working people that don't have the deposit to get into place. So if you're homeless, so we're able to solve that problem in minutes. And then it's sort of like in the military sense, we clear the landing zone so they can get housed, and then everybody else can come in then and provide all the resources and services. And
one of the reasons I asked is I volunteered this morning for the second time for an organization called Sleep in Heavenly Peace. Have you heard of them?
Mm-mm.
And they build bunk beds for children that don't have a bed. So like this morning in 4 hours, we built 80 beds, 80 bunk beds, 80 sets of bunk beds. And this is an organization that's all over the country. And they have long lists of people who apply for a bed for their children who have been sleeping on the floor, sleeping on the couch, or sleeping with mom and dad. And I was just thinking if somehow, if someone that we have given the deposit to needs bunk beds for children, this would be a good source of, or a place for them to apply for a bunk bed for their children, because they really try to fill every request, and they're wonderful beds. I made headboards today, so they must be wonderful. So
our cardboard to headboard campaign.
Cardboard to headboard. I know, and I screwed the headboards, and I got to brand them. They brand them with it's SHP, Sleep in Heavenly Peace, and I got to do the branding today.
Love that.
Anyway,
neat.
it's a great organization, and if kids ever need a bed, kids of veterans that that are housed, it's Sleep in Heavenly Peace, and they have a Facebook page and website and everything else. So
wonderful.
That's awesome. You know who they could connect with, Ken? I was talking to Jason tonight from the Veterans Resource Center, and he said that, every area has Veterans Resource Centers. I think they go by county. He said some are better than others. Of course, it sounds like, fortunately, ours here in Lucas County is awesome because they purchase a lot of the furniture for the veterans, but that would be a good resource to connect them with an organization like Sleep in Heavenly Peace. That would be a nice connection there. So
absolutely.
I'm talking to Jason next week, so I'll let him know about that, Kathy.
Yeah, and once the beds are built and then they deliver them to wherever they need to deliver them to, they furnish a mattress, and they also furnish sheets and a comforter, depending on if it's a boy or a girl. So it's just wonderful. So
that sounds neat.
That is wonderful.
That is cool. Any other questions, comments, winning lottery ticket numbers? Any new lessons from the pandemic?
Well, maybe some people on Facebook have questions. I'm wondering because a lot of people are watching the watch parties on Facebook as well. But, how has the pandemic affected the veteran homeless population, Ken, since you mentioned it?
I think the same as everybody else, except for one thing. We have places we can go to isolate, and they don't. So virtually everything that they do is exposed, whether they're sleeping in community, if they're in the elements, if they're trying to find a place to eat, they're much more vulnerable and much more exposed as a result of that. And here's the cool thing though, and this is what moves me so much, is that even with the loss of revenue from all the events, people are still rallying up, and we are it's amazing, but we're up 20% over last year without any of the revenue from any of the events. And that's because God bless America. And that's it. God bless America. We stand up. And what's so powerful about homeless veterans is it's that one cause that can unite no matter what side of the spectrum you're on. Because a homeless veteran doesn't care if you're right wing or left wing who got him the pillow. They just know that they have a warm place. And what I always like to tell people is, when you go to bed and you're pulling the covers over, how warm that is. If tonight, when you go to bed and you pull those covers over, think about the homeless veteran that because you've supported Veterans Matter, have allowed to be able to have that same warmth, that same comfort. And we talked about the individuals like Wanda, but this is what it really goes down to. It's all of us being able to have that safety and that comfort that can't be found on the streets. They can't be found sleeping on a piece of cardboard. That can't be found when you don't have a place to go and you don't have a home.
Absolutely.
Questions before I get into jokes? Don't make me get into jokes.
How about the video? Are we at the point of the video yet?
For the
honor wall?
Oh, yeah. But before we go, I do want to say one of my lessons that I've learned from the pandemic is this. It's not a rectal thermometer. Just saying.
Ken, this question comes from Facebook. How can one of our supporters or advocates and allies online create a fundraiser or easily raise funds online?
Are they on Facebook?
Yes.
Absolutely. The easiest way, go to the Veterans Matter page. You can say start a fundraiser right there, and you can create one on Facebook. Otherwise, I mean, if you want to raise funds, you could go to our walk page, veteransmatter.org, and hit the walk button and sign up and create a team to be able to raise funds in your community and your area and your friends. What we always say is we're not trying to recruit anybody, because there's a lot of good causes out there. There's a lot of good veterans causes. All we're doing is telling people what we're doing, so those that are called to help homeless veterans can come. And clearly that individual who wants to start a fundraiser feels called, and giving everyone that they know the opportunity to care as much as they do. It really is our mission and our goal. The people that are here today are here because they care about homeless veterans. They care about exchange, and they care about making a difference for the people on the streets. And that's why the relationship is so powerful between the two organizations. Don't make me go any more jokes.
Ken, this is Gerald Franklin. Can you hear me?
Yes, Gerald.
For a number of years, we had an effort going on here with regard to Veterans Matter that Mark and Susan Schwartz, amongst others, were heavily involved in. Are we still active in that? I've lost touch with it.
Which part?
Well, I've lost touch with Mark and Susan's efforts with regard to Veterans Matter. And
Ken, that's in Houston. So
Houston?
Yeah, remember we started that effort in Houston, and then so I think Gerald's asking status on that. Has anything evolved from that time?
Well, Houston's been doing really well. There's both in Houston, the Houston Club, the Downtown Club. I mean, we just got a donation from there, a significant one from a foundation through them. And then also Sugarland Club. I just was online with them the other day, and they're getting engaged. And Houston now, for those that don't know, Houston was started when Dusty, in fact, all of Veterans Matter grew, when Dusty Hill with ZZ Top asked me to expand to Houston. So we created this online system. And to date, Gerald, you'll be very happy to know that I think almost 1,300 veterans have now been housed in Texas, in Houston, mostly because of their work. And actually the number is 1,273 down in that area. So yes, we're raising money. Yes, we're housing veterans as fast as we can.
Well, I'm happy to hear that, Ken. I belong to that club, and unfortunately they haven't mentioned the fact that that support has been going to you. But on the other hand, we've not met since the pandemic started. And so,
or the damn pendic, as I call it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But you know what? This came from this wasn't club money that we got in. It was from a foundation from somebody that belonged.
Exactly. If somebody belongs to our club.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, that's great. Okay, I just wanted to make sure, and I'll see if we can't kickstart that a little bit better now.
Yeah, and we're right before this hit, we had a golf tournament, and we had all these other things going on that we'll do in 2021, and we'd love to have you all participate and play around with that too.
Great. Okay.
And if you need a speaker, one of our board members, Sherry Henderson, lives down there, and she'd be more than glad to come by when it's possible.
Okay, well, we're meeting virtually these days. Maybe she could join us that way as well.
She can.
By Zoom every Wednesday right now, until we can. All our old members are too old, they think, to get together. I get a germ. So we've been meeting that way instead, but we'll begin again. But in the meantime, she might address us that way as well.
Wonderful.
Good. Okay, I'll stay in touch, and we'll see if we can put that together.
Great, Joe. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. Mm-hmm.
Any other closing comments, Tracy, before we get to the honor wall?
Well, thank you. We appreciate the partnership. As you can see, this has been so great for Exchange. We, have great love for Veterans Matter, and it thrills us when we can celebrate a veteran being housed. So thank you, Ken, to you and your team. Thanks to each and every member who has supported this cause. And, the support is important every year, but as Ken mentioned, this year it's especially important. The pandemic has affected all of us in some way, but especially the homeless veteran population. So please do whatever you can to help us. I'm thrilled about what's coming up. Like I said, we put out the call to our Exchange Club members who are veterans and asked them to send us pictures, and you're going to be just so overjoyed to see this next production that our communications team worked so diligently on. It's beautiful and it honors our Exchange Club member veterans in a beautiful way. And I know that this whole program has been so enlightening to everybody, and I think just opened our hearts that, you know, we want to do more. So thanks to each of you for being valued members of Exchange. If you are watching this and you'd like to be involved, we invite you to join us. Please help us in all that we do, especially housing these homeless veterans on Veterans Day. So thank you, Ken. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Nick. you.